Music is magical. It's a form of expression made by somebody with something to say. Music is something you go to for energy, inspiration, and it knows no boundaries. It comes straight from the heart and it touches the soul. It'll make you feel a certain way, whether it be sad, excited, angry, calm, or motivated. Just like any other art form, music is open for all to interpret and enjoy. To simplify, music is mankind's unique skill in creation. It's a way to deliver a message, and here in America, many artists have used their musical talents to vocalize their opinions on many issues in this country. And that's what we're here to discuss today. What's up, Rebels? It is CM40 here, and in today's video we are going to be discussing 10 more patriotic anthems to come from Joe Biden's horrible presidency. I did a video just like this last year where I went over 10 of my personal favorite patriotic anthems to come from the presidency, and I'm very excited to be making this one because I got 10 more awesome songs, and every single one on this list is just fire. So be sure to leave a like and also subscribe to my YouTube channel for more awesome patriotic content like this. And don't forget to go and check out CM40.com to check out my online store. I just rebuilt it. I've got a lot of awesome Dukes of Hazzard merchandise on there, and then I also got 1/64th scale die-cast cars on there. But my personal favorite thing on the website is they call me the General, because I generally don't give a fuck. And you guys are going to see why in this video. And I would like to say very quickly that this list is in no particular order. This is just the order that the songs came to me when I was writing the script for this video. But coming in at number 1 on the list, this is also number 1 on the charts, we have Oliver Anthony, Richmond, north of Richmond.
I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay.
The unknown artist Oliver Anthony came out with this song and took the internet by storm. In the song, Richmond, north of Richmond, Oliver Anthony pours his heart out and states exactly what blue-collar folks, especially in America, but it applies to folks all around the world, are feeling.
These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do, 'cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end, 'cause the rich men north of Richmond.
We the people are fed up with these career politicians who have been abusing their power. We are fed up with how our money is taxed to no end, how people in this country are forced into working 60 to 80-hour weeks in order to make ends meet, and how we have people in power more focused on covering up their love for minors rather than taking care of the minors who keep the lights on in this country.
I wish politicians would look out for minors, and not just minors on an island somewhere. Lord, we got folks in the street.
I know I'm not alone in saying that ever since Richmond, north of Richmond dropped, I have had the song on repeat, and it just never gets old. It's just awesome. It's a great song. Oliver Anthony speaks the raw truth. That's just not something you'll find from very many artists. As of September 4th, 2023, this song is currently sitting at 57 million views on YouTube, and for the last about 3 weeks, this song has been at number 1 on the All Genres iTunes charts. In fact, he actually has 4 songs total that sit in the top 10 for all genres. Richmond, north of Richmond, Ain't Got a Dollar, I've Gotta Get Sober, and his newest release, I Wanna Go Home, which is also a phenomenal song too if you haven't heard that yet.
To me, son, we're on the brink of the next world war, and I don't think nobody's praying no more, and I ain't saying I know it for sure. I'm just down on my knees begging the Lord to take me home.
At number 2, we have I'm Offended by John Rich. This one is the newest track on this list, and bro, the fucking video and the song are both hilarious. I'm Offended was released on John Rich's newest album, The Country Truth. This song obviously addresses how people seem to almost be looking for a reason to have their feelings hurt. In the song, John Rich says things like,
I know you're mad, you think I'm bad, 'cause I'm breathing free at last and you're still stuck behind your mask, and I'm offended.
But he also straight up says,
I'll order us a beer, we can sit down right here and scream and yell and cuss and fuss and fight.
"'Cause I'm offended, you're offended, let's all get offended tonight." Now, my personal interpretation of that is him basically saying, hey, look, man, we may not like each other's beliefs, but let's sit down and talk it out. But he's just saying it in a fun and very catchy way. Now, as for the music video, there are some hilarious jabs at the woke liberal stereotypes, such as the dude in the beanie and scarf who's trying to argue with the veteran. The pink beanie guy throws a bottle at John Rich, and then the veteran knocks some sense into his ass, and then they're all good after that. And the My Pillow guy, oh dude, Mike Lindell also makes a hilarious cameo in this video at the end. And overall, this song is just a great vibe. It's very funny, it's catchy, I fucking love it. If you saw my previous top 10 patriotic anthems video that I did, you would know that it's pretty evident that I'm a big fan of Tom MacDonald and Kid Rock. Kid Rock hasn't put out anything new, however Tom MacDonald has. So coming in at number 3, we've got American Flags by Tom MacDonald and Adam Calhoun. In this song, Adam Calhoun and Tom MacDonald make it clear that we the people are the well-regulated militia that is stated in the Second Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. And when it comes time to stand up,
all you're gonna see is American flags. American flags.
this is just a great song to kind of just let out your rage to. It's not like Richmond, North of Richmond, which is more laid back and calm. I'm Offended by John Rich is sort of more funny. This is just a good song to get your heart pumping and just get pissed off. I fucking love it. And they hit on a few good points in the song. My favorite line being,
Never hit a lady, but it's pretty hard to tell if you're a girl or a they, them, there's these, that, those. I ain't never gonna take a knee for the anthem. Smack them, I don't give a damn, can't stand them.
I don't know why, I just love the way he says that in the song, and the lyrics fucking hilarious, because it's true. I mean, sometimes it's hard to tell what the fuck they are, you know? I know I'm not the only one. Actually, you know what? There is a sign. What you gotta do is you gotta take them to a bar, and you gotta see what kind of beer they order.
That is correct.
That'll tell you all you need to know, trust me. Coming in at number 4, we got Try That in a Small Town by Jason Aldean. You guys already knew this one would be on the list, just like Richmond, North of Richmond. And when Try That in a Small Town blew up, it didn't surprise me at all. Jason Aldean has a history of creating badass country anthems. So again, it was no surprise to me that Try That in a Small Town was number 1 for fucking 2 weeks or something. Now, Jason Aldean never really got too involved with politics until this one just kind of sucked him into the world. The news twisted this song to make it seem racist in some shitty attempt to turn people on Jason Aldean, when in reality all the song is about, it's just about crime. That's it. There's no hidden meanings to the song, there's nothing. It's just about the crime you see in the cities. Try that in a small town. It ain't gonna fucking work. Small towns stick together. You wanna know why you don't see climate change protesters blocking off a country road out in the middle of nowhere? Because there's farmers out there. They'll run your fucking ass over with either their truck, or they'll go back to the farm and they'll get the combine. That'll clear the fucking road pretty quick. Calm down, I'm joking. Listen, the first verse of the song, it simply says it all. Sucker punch somebody on a sidewalk, carjack an old lady at a red light, pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store. You think it's cool? Well, act a fool if you cuss out a cop, spit in his face, stomp on a flag and light it up. Yeah, you think you're tough?
Try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road.
And for some reason, somehow, some way, the media tried to twist that song into being racist. And Jason Aldean actually wound up responding to the claims on Twitter, and he simply said, I have been accused of releasing a pro-lynching song, a song that has been out since May, and was subject to the comparison that I, direct quote, was not too pleased with the nationwide Black Lives Matter protests. These references are not only meritless, but dangerous. There is not a single lyric in the song that references race or even points to it. And there isn't a single video clip that isn't real news footage. Try That in a Small Town for me refers to the feeling of a community that I had growing up, where we took care of our neighbors regardless of differences of background or belief, because they were our neighbors, and that was above any differences. My political views have never been something I've hidden from, and I know a lot of us in this country don't agree on how we can get back to a sense of normalcy where we can go at least a day without a headline that keeps us up at night. But the desire for it too, that's what this song is about. I think he said everything he needed to say. And speaking of try that in a small town, let's put it in other words. This song goes right along with the same vibe as Try That in a Small Town. Number 5 is Fuck Around and Find Out by Bryan Martin featuring Charlie Farley, OG Caden, and Austin Tolliver. The chorus and the hook of this song is just so damn catchy, and the overall song really says everything that a whole lot of Americans feel in their hearts. You may make it through the snakes, snares, and alligators, but once you get to the gate, you can't depend on your waiters, cause you'll be over your tater. I'm talking growing tomatoes, feeding the worms that I'll fish with later. I have a fish stick plate over our 6-foot grave before I take a knee as our anthem plays. My hands on my heart, I stand on what I say, and my Second Amendment handles what I can. Now those few lines say it pretty damn good, but the chorus says it the best. I love my country, I love my freedom. Fuck a welfare, no I don't need 'em. Shotgun raised from the woods to the plate. Ain't never went hungry, ain't never too late. To come around here son, run in your mouth. You can fuck around and find out. Overall though man, this song kicks some fucking ass, and it is very blunt in saying what we all feel. You can fuck around and find out. Sorry for the interruption, but I'll be very quick. If you guys saw the hat that I'm wearing in this video, go check out High Class White Trash. I'm a brand ambassador for the company, and dude, I will tell you they have some of the coolest patriotic merchandise on the market. This is one of my favorite shirts by them right here. This hat, I wear it all the time. They also made this hat right here, really cool. I love the American flag in the background. If you want to get yourself some High Class White Trash merchandise, use my brand ambassador link down below in the description. It supports both myself and High Class White Trash. You can get yourself some dope ass merchandise like this koozie right here. This thing is fucking sweet, and it's got Kid Rock on the other side, but when you take a drink of it, it does this. You can't go wrong with some High Class White Trash merchandise. Back to the video.
Lord, my head's been hurting.
At number 6 on the list, we got Doggonit by Oliver Anthony.
Up and there's a hole in the making. People eating bugs cause they won't eat bacon. Doggone it.
Now when I first found Oliver Anthony's Richmond north of Richmond, it sent me down a fucking rabbit hole of this dude's music. Oliver Anthony has actually released 2 versions of Doggonit. The first one was released on December 15th, 2022. It was of him just sitting in an old school manual pickup truck, strumming his guitar and singing his heart out. He then re-recorded the song on March 26th in a much higher audio quality. Every time I hear this song, dude, it just sends chills up my spine. Listen to this.
Needles in the streets, folks hardly surviving on sidewalks next to highways full of cars self-driving. The poor keep hurting, the rich keep thriving. Doggone it.
I gotta say, even though it's not the highest quality, this shit speaks to the soul. It's just so real and raw. It's awesome. These lyrics run so deep. I mean, now people's crying about burning coal, but not the poor souls who's digging it. I reckon there's been many good men in the grave trying to keep our houses lit. From down in the oil fields, and the pipelines, and the linemen, and the coal miners. So we could sit at home and plug in our new things and bullshit. That's a fucking amazing line. And I think a lot of people forget how much work actually goes into keeping the things in this country moving. One of the best lines in Doggonit is by far.
And Republicans, Democrats, Lord, I swear they're all just full of crap. I ain't never seen a good city slicking bureaucrat.
Which is very true. One thing I learned very early on in life from my Uncle Bryan is that you never ever trust a city. Number 7 goes to Show Goes On by Taylor Goyette. I found this song a while ago on Instagram, and dude, this guy is fucking awesome. And one thing I really enjoy about this song is how he is in a way making fun of how people just ignore all the shit that's going on in the world. They just, oh yeah, whatever, you know, it doesn't matter. I had to include him on the list because this song brings up a ton of stuff that absolutely nobody wants to talk about. The biggest one being right at the top of the song too.
Step right up, got tickets on sale. In today's episode, trains coming off the rails. Watch it all burn from the screen on your phone. But don't you worry about it, you're safe at home. Every talking head will tell you everything's fine. It's the blind leading the blind.
For those who might not know, back in February, a Norfolk Southern train was derailed in East Palestine, Ohio. And when the train derailed, it basically caused a ton of toxic chemicals, including vinyl chloride, to spill out and pollute the entire town and the Ohio River. The only reason people even found out that this happened was because of TikTok. It got so much attention on TikTok that the media could not ignore it. And on top of all of that, Ramblin' Joe Biden still has not paid the town a visit in the last like 7 fucking months since this happened. But you know who went and paid a visit right away? That's right. What's your specialty today?
How are you today? Nice to meet you.
Hello everybody, that's a nice beautiful looking group of people. We're going to take care of the fire department.
Okay.
We're going to take care of the police department. And what we do is all the people that are here. Donald Trump showed up there with semis full of water and food to give to the people. He went to their local MacDonald's, bought everybody in there food. But that's not all he did. He gave the town hope. And while Trump was there meeting and greeting the American people, Joe Biden was over in Ukraine.
And Mayor, before we let you go, you saw President Joe Biden over in Ukraine.
That was the biggest slap in the face. That tells you right now he doesn't care about us. He can send every agency he wants to, but I found that out this morning in one of the briefings that he was in the Ukraine giving millions of dollars away to people over there, not to us, and I'm furious.
On President's Day in our country.
Yeah, President's Day in our country. He's over in Ukraine, so that tells you what kind of guy he is.
Fast forward to now, 7 months later, Joe Biden is finally considering trying to find some space in his schedule to go and visit East Palestine.
I haven't had the occasion to go to East Palestine. There's a lot going on here, and I just haven't been able to break. I was thinking whether I'd go to East Palestine this week, but I then was reminded I've got to go literally around the world, and so it's going to be a while.
The folks there are a whole lot more motivated than they were at this time yesterday. The fact that President Biden has refused to come to this small town when he's supposed to be Scranton Joe, a small town hero of the working man, and he can't even show his face in a town of American citizens that need his leadership, that need the government's help terribly. He proved what everybody I think already knew in this country is that he's not the leader for this country, and that Donald J. Trump is the leader that we all know he is, and he is the leader of this country, and he proved that today. That was leadership that I saw today.
Okay, rant over. Back to the music. So when I first heard Show Goes On by Taylor Goyette, I just immediately became a fan from that line alone. I love watching him pretend to be a news anchor that's like slowly losing his fucking mind. It definitely fits the lyrics.
Get your popcorn ready and pour you something strong. If the world's still spinning, the shit show goes on.
This next song was highly requested in the comments of the last video, so here it is. Coming in at number 8, we've got Dictator by Mesus. I listened to a lot of this guy's music after y'all told me about him, and dude, I seriously can't believe I haven't heard of this guy until now. I absolutely love everything that he says in this one, and starting the song off with the Pledge of Allegiance, that was a very nice touch too. Verse 2 brings up a ton of different stuff, and it starts off with a badass shout out to Burden.
Fuck Biden like my homie Burden say.
You know, the man behind this amazing song.
Fuck all them Clintons and fuck Biden too. If it's let's go, Brandon hell, fuck Brandon too.
But in the song Dictator, Mesus says,
When you started calling shots, you said you wouldn't man they shots, but I guess you must have forgot because you out here taking jobs. 100 got a job, no, don't mind his laptop.
that is a fucking hard bar. And it's true too. Overall, man, this song, again, just like Taylor Goyette, this song made me a fan of this guy. But coming in at number 9 on the list is a much more serious song. This one is End of the World by Tom MacDonald featuring John Rich. Now, this song is one of those songs that, like, it might sound weird on paper. I mean, you got Tom MacDonald, this dude with face tattoos and bleach blonde dreadlocks, and then you got this other guy whose biggest song is Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy, and has a big handlebar mustache wearing a cowboy hat. You'd think it'd be a weird combo, but unsurprising to me, it actually works really well. Between both Tom MacDonald's ability to spit some truth on a beat and John Rich's incredible voice, this song, bro, will give you chills.
We stood on top of mountains, we've been to space before. We had our dogs and houses, we dug up dinosaurs.
We built those bombs they're dropping, we fought in all their wars. Now that the sky is fallen, what did we do it for? That chorus really puts the overall point of the song into perspective. We've done all of this incredible stuff as a nation, and yet we're allowing the elites to totally destroy it. In the second verse, Tom MacDonald really builds on the point that was made in the chorus, and he says, like, media's misleading us and evil's interfering while the government we need became the power that we're fearing. And another line in there is, children were the future till we ruin them with headlines. Should be past their bedtime, but everyone's woke. They told us chase $1, then made everyone broke. The message of this song is very blunt in saying that at the rate we're going, this country might not be around much longer. Schools and media have ruined the minds of our youth. They tricked us into wasting our lives chasing the almighty dollar, only for them to make it become essentially worthless. And our own government has become this nation's biggest threat. And in the great words of Oliver Anthony,
Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to.
Speaking of which, last on the list is Chris Webby's remix of Richmond North of Richmond by Oliver Anthony. Now there is a ton of remixes out there of Richmond North of Richmond, but Chris Webby really knocked this one out of the park.
This world's gotten too cold to ignore. Shit, is it 2023 or 1984? Thought police up at my door to open fire on me, but I'd rather die on my feet than survive on my knees. And please, we know how they looking at us from up at the top. The tougher they made it for us, the fucking tougher we got. They thought they'd keep us scared forever, but fuck it, we not. We'll send them back to north of Richmond in some cuffs or a box.
It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to.
Very well said, brother. Is it 2023 or 1984? It's hard to tell anymore, considering we live in a world where the truth is censored and hidden, whereas lies and fake news is promoted. In Chris Webby's North of Richmond remix, he really goes off in the second verse.
But they've been seeing us waking up and now they fucking afraid, as we the people get to seeing through their fucking charade. We're being played by these elites who would rather see us enslaved, as they lead us by the hand where the land's dug with a grave. And they could kill a character through stories they publish, or they'll just murder us and brand it as suicide to the public, or an accidental overdose. Print the story, run it, say it's fact so people trust it, accept it and move on from it. But it's time to pick a side and get to striking a nerve. In any way we're able, I'm fighting this fight with my words.
And that's exactly what they do too. We've seen it already. We've seen it with Jeffrey Epstein, and more recently we just saw it with Barack Obama's chef. If you know, you know. If not, do some research. It's a crazy world out there, but if we continue to stand up and get the truth out there, this country will prosper. And I'd also like to mention that Dax did an awesome remix of this song as well, and he also said a lot of very important stuff in that song.
They're taking God out the schools. Our kids don't know what to believe. From 6 to 18, the curriculum fails and Gen Z gets taught by their phones with forced feeds that get sponsored and paid by companies. That's how they attack us. It starts with the youth. If you lie enough, you'll convince anybody the lie's the truth. So telling these kids they can choose their own gender at ages they can't even tie their own shoes, drive or drink is crazy.
I love Dax, man. He's awesome. My buddy David got me listening to Chris Webby about a year ago, actually, and he's a fucking great rapper. Another really good song of his, where's my phone? I gotta look up the name. Fuck, what's it called? Raw Thought 6. That's the song. That is another really good Chris Webby song, and he says a lot of stuff in there. I've only listened to it about 2 or 3 times, so I didn't quite get the chance to break it down for this video, but I figure I'll mention it right here because I'm talking already about him. He knows what he's talking about. Same with Dax, same with Tom MacDonald, and all these guys who I mentioned on the list, Oliver Anthony. These guys all got their heads on straight, and that's why I really respect them, and I love their music, and I support their music because they're saying what needs to be said in this time where we need to say it. All this stuff needs to be said, and it needs to be heard, and heard loud and clear, because we the people have had enough. And I think that's why a lot of people are doing remixes of Oliver Anthony's Richmond North of Richmond, is because that song really inspired a lot of people in this country. Because that song, it's just beautiful, and it's not manufactured bullshit or anything. Like I said, I already went over all this. It's raw and it's real. And as for the remixes, I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, you should just leave it alone. It's good the way it is. Well, it is in fact good the way it is. But at the same time, though, I love seeing that this new guy in the scene has inspired people so strongly. Everybody wants to pay respect to that song and make their own version of it. I think that's awesome. And if anything, it's more of a compliment towards Oliver Anthony than it is anything. But guys, that is it for this video. video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know down below in the comment section what you guys thought of my picks for the video. Let me know which songs were your favorite and what songs do you think should have been on the list that didn't quite make it on. I know there is a lot more songs out there that I haven't heard yet, and maybe some of you guys have, so if you got any recommendations, feel free to let me know down below. Also, I would like to add that down below in the description of this video, I linked an Apple Music playlist containing all 20 songs from both this video and the previous Top 10 Patriotic Anthems video. So if you want to go check that out, feel free. In fact, I'm actually going to make a YouTube playlist as well, so that then you can listen to that if you don't have Apple Music. I don't use Spotify, so I'm not making a Spotify playlist. They call me the General because I generally don't give a fuck. I'll never get tired of saying that. But with all that said and out of the way, guys, I am ChunkyMonkey40 at YouTube.com. Stay proud to be an American and stay rebel, y'all.
Just some good old boys, never mean no harm. Beats all you ever saw, and trouble with